Welcome in, one and all. It is, what is today? Saturday night. It's the middle of the month, which means it is time to touch base, take stock, and have a new fireside chat. Let me get some music going, and hopefully, friends, hopefully we can do everything we need and or want to do today. Because, that is entirely too hype for this. Excuse you. Are you also going to be too hype? Okay, fine, we'll go over here. There we go. Much better. We are going to have a fireside chat. We do this every month. We touch base with the community, see what people like, what people don't like, what people are up to. I let you guys in on some projects that I have cooking, if they're ready to be shown but not quite to go live. Answer questions, all of that good stuff. And I was hoping earlier, and before anyone asks, yes, I have YouTube safe music on this time. I learned from last month. But I was going to go right from Yakuza 4 into the fireside chat this evening. And that didn't work. And some of you, despite my best efforts of letting everybody know everything, there's going to be some people who will be like, what the fuck happened? What's going on? What's the word, Kit? And the best thing to do is to take some time and just explain at the beginning of this, because it's a community roundtable, it's a community upkeep session anyway, is to just explain what the hell has been going on. I try to stream every day. If you're just joining us for the first time, or you're a long-term regular who has never heard me say this before, even if you have, I try to stream every day. It doesn't always work. In fact, it works substantially less often than I would like it to. To be blunt, I don't like taking days off. Somebody says, hey kid, how are you doing? I say, any day I can stream is a good day. I am a workaholic, flatly. If I'm putting on a show, if I'm on stage, if I'm making content that you guys like, be you regulars, followers, newcomers, or lurkers, I'm having a good day. So, by, the associative property of trigonometry, if I'm not doing that, I'm having a bad day. And that's true. But my health is in the shitter. I don't talk about it very often, and there's not anything I can do about it because it's chronic. Except treat it, which is what I'm doing, and that will always take priority over the stream, unfortunately. But my health gets in the way. It gets in the way of my schedule, it gets in the way of making content, performing, growing the community, and giving you guys what you pay for. On top of that, I've got, typical adult human problems, right? I've got bills. I've got tech difficulties. I've got, artists and moderators that need to get paid. I've got content that I can't just produce. I have to get it made. I have, game consoles and things that I need to keep up to date with and get games so that I can play them for you guys and get permission to stream them and yada yada yada. And on top of that, I don't live alone. So there's stuff, admittedly rarely, thankfully, but there's stuff that goes on that interrupts the stream that I have no control over. There could be a car accident on the highway that takes out a telephone pole and a transformer, and the entire block is without power. There could be a bad storm that will knock a line down. And it might be the town, it might be my house, it might be my stream setup. Things can go wrong with my tech. Things can go wrong with the game that I want to play. I can get sick, not, irrespective of my chronic issues. Somebody could need help with something, which happens rarely, but, hey, humans are social creatures. And all of this culminates to, I don't get to stream as often as I would like to. Excluding metrics and excluding ad revenue, excluding numbers, if I could, I would stream probably 12 hours every day. Or otherwise perform 12 hours a day, I should specify. I do good to get 8 in. I do good to get 6 in. And even that doesn't always work. In fact, it works less than half of the amount that I wish that it would. All of that being said, I've been semi-absent the past week. And that's not because my health has been particularly bad. In fact, my health has been better this week than it probably has this year. I have energy, I'm sleeping better, I'm not ill, I'm not currently injured, although I did take a fall earlier today. But that's neither here nor there. But the house needs help. The house sits on the base of a hill with natural irrigation. We call it the swamp. There is a lot of groundwater in my house. My father busts his back trying to keep the house from flooding and frying the electricals, to keep water damage from destroying the foundations, to keep my mother and I safe. I will never talk bad about the effort that he puts in to fix the swamp. And a couple of months ago, he said, enough's enough. I'm getting older. I'm losing this war with the swamp. Fuck it. Let's call in the big guns. The big guns being professional landscapers, and I don't know specifically what their job title is. They're dudes who fix shit like this. And they were like, cool, here's a quote, here's when we can come and do it. Now, this doesn't affect me, ultimately. So my folks were well within their rights to just not tell me anything. But they did. They said, hey, we know you're doing this show. There's going to be some dudes working outside with heavy machinery on these dates. They might need to kill the power. They might need to move the cable line. They're probably going to be making a shitload of noise. Here you go. Fair enough. Fair enough. It happens. This was supposed to be in, mid-July. So, I had plenty of time to, talk to you guys, plan shit out, all that good stuff. And about this time last week, give or take, They were like, got a call from the swamp guys. They're gonna be here Monday. Giving me substantially less time. And I said, alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'll announce it as best I can, and then I'm gonna take it as it goes. I'm gonna probably not stream Monday afternoon. We'll see how bad it is. If it's loud, if it messes with the power, whatever, blah, 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 blah. We'll see about the evening stream slot and go from there. Y'all, it's loud. It's like, wake the foxo up from a medicated sleep loud. Impossible to stream unless I just don't have my mic on. And especially with a game like Yakuza, that's not in the cards. So that sucked. But I was able to do afternoon streams on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week. No big deal. Hey, yeah? They're not done this week. Okay. Are they working over the weekend? No. Alright. They're coming back on Monday? Mm-hmm. Alright. So no stream Monday afternoon. Fair dues. You know how long they're going to be next week? Nope. Alright. So we'll see. But you might be asking yourself, Kit, today's Saturday. If they're not going to be working on the weekend, you could stream Saturday and Sunday. And you'd be right, friend. I thought that too. And I was all set to do 4 streams, have a good weekend, get some people their value, play some Yakuza, catch people up where we were, advance the story, do the Fireside chat tonight, have a good time. I was all set to do that. I was excited. I woke up today at 9:30. I am tired, y'all. 9:30 might sound super late for a lot of you, but remember, I don't get to bed until about 3 or 4 a.m., and I wake up about noon. So I was hype. Update my Humble panel, get all my links in order, check out the E3 coverage, get my stream set up, update my PS5, and then I noticed the Yakuza save wasn't where it needed to be because the PS5 updated. Okay, fair enough. Let's just bust out those cutscenes real quick and we'll pick it up right where we left off. And I did all that. And then 20 minutes into the stream, Hearthstone died. Now, regulars to the channel will tell you, Deadpool died on stream. So when my monitors went out and everything shut off, that was, oh god, Hearthstone finally bit it. I'm fucked. I don't have the money. I don't have anything. I don't have any way to get it. I am fucked. And then I noticed my PS5 was off. My tablet was off. The humidifier on the other side of the room was off. I don't have any power. Okay. Fair enough. I go out. Hey, do you guys know the power is off? Television in the front room is on. Overhead lights are on. The fuck? It's just my room? Go find my father. The man busting his ass to get this house shit fixed. Fiddling with the breaker box and shouting to somebody through the ventilation system. Turns out, his brother-in-law and the brother-in-law's son-in-law are here fixing the electricals so that the swamp removal devices being put in by the swamp guys on Monday can operate. And he tripped the breaker in my room. Not the worst thing in the world. However, It fucked my Yakuza save. It fucked my graphics drivers. It fucked my stream settings. And most of all, it fucked my capture card. The PS5, I was able to recover. The save state, I was mostly able to recover. Thankfully, I had the presence of mind to make a briefer save in that Yakuza thing earlier, so I was able to just go back to a previous save state that wasn't corrupted, and that was fine. The capture card is fucked. I tentatively got it working at 345, but I don't know if it's going to take. It's extremely fiddly now. More fiddly than my volume mixer, which many of you know that's a constant problem. I'm hoping that it can hold out at least long enough for me to get a new one. But it's fucked. It's easy to get mad about what happened, but that doesn't solve anything. So what that ultimately means is I'm gonna try to play Yakuza tomorrow. I'm using this stream as a barometer. I got a bunch of monitors going right now, and I'm making sure my computer is working correctly, and we're able to do what we need to do. But if I seem a little bit tense, that's why. Maybe this is nothing. Maybe I'll fire up Yakuza tomorrow, and everything will be fine. I'm tired, y'all. I got real fucking mad earlier. And that makes you tired. But there you go. Now you're up to speed. The reason that I didn't try to stream Yakuza when I got the capture card tentatively working at 345, by the way, was because they were still working on the electricity. And I didn't want to risk loading everything up, having it running in a fragile state, and the breaker get tripped again. So I said, okay, I'm just going to wait till they're done, and we're going to try the Fireside chat tonight. I'm salty, but it is what it is. Let's talk about fun things. Let's talk about cool shit. Let's talk about art. Let's talk about art that's being worked on for this channel. I got some stuff to show you guys that I think you'll like. First of all, the court alerts are not in yet. That's because the last couple of weeks here have been hell, but I will get that in as soon as possible. But I still have some stuff to show you. First of all, our bit badges are in. Up to 100,000 cheer are in 9 tiers, thanks to Sibs. So if you cheer on this channel and you want a badge, you get foxtails and you get fire motes. And this is our current highest tier. 4 tails, 9 motes. Pretty fly. I also have Something that I think you guys will really like. This is a work in progress. Keep in mind, what I'm about to show you is a work in progress. It is not ready. But check this out. This was done by Nyx Leviathan. And you might be saying, whoa, kid, that looks like a backstage area, like a wings of a stage. And I'll say, you are correct, friend. You are correct. Once this is finished, this is going to be our intro screen. And depending on what game we're playing, the prop, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, the prop on the table and this arm will reflect the game. There's going to be a number with the number of the VOD. And the switchboard will show games that we have played previously. This is going to be edited for every game. This is our new intro screen. And it's kind of amazing! This is my most recent sketch update from Nyx regarding this, but it's real cool. Celtic Wolf 25 says, what is going to be on the board? Do you mean the cork board back here? These are going to be posters for decisive action events. So this set of 3 here is going to have overlapping playbills for A Little Adventure, Into Waterdeep, and Six Semper Draconis. The middle poster is probably going to be for Shards of Erevain. And then I don't know what these are going to be yet. Maybe Odeon? We'll see. Will this replace the Foxfire candles? No. This will not replace the Foxfire candles. Though I am going to get those redone. This screen is not replacing this. It's replacing this. Instead of these, you're going to see this for the game that we're playing. Which is pretty fly. And last but certainly not least, actually, let me do this on a different screen real quick, just because there's some stuff here that I am going to have to tab through that I don't own, that I just want to show you guys. I have one more thing to show you, and this stuff I do own. Here we go. And here are our new Roll20 status icons. These are currently being worked on. I showed some of these during the last Fireside chat. There are substantially more here now. And I absolutely adore them. These are for when a character is suffering a status of some form during a tabletop story. Every decisive action game, with the exception of Open Dice Night, has replaced the basic status icons with these. And we're taking submissions for anything that's not here. And there's a lot of really good ones here. I like these a lot. The Tartan Otter. It seems someone on the court has their eye on you. I've got your invitation right here. Your table is waiting, my friend. Welcome back to the Masquerade, where the party never stops, and you'll always find good friends beneath overflowing goblets. Thank you, Celtic Wolf, for your continued support, giving 3 months of Tier 1 subs to the Tartan Otter and 34 gifted subs to this community. And thank you, the Tartan Otter, for your subscription, reveling with us for 2 months. It's support like that that allows me to do this every day for you guys. Cheers. And of course, I need to tab over to the font candles again. Sorry, friends. And of course, we have our emotes. I like the Mimic. I'm probably going to have Parrish redo it. The heart is just the best thing ever. We've got our masks. And then we have our new sub-level emotes with the new white fox. We do still have our old ones if we need them for something. And we have some emotes cleared by our friends to add onto the channel. We've got some Ayumi emotes. We've got some Swooshy Burb emotes. We've got some Birch Mealy emotes, some Eevee emotes, Minu, and Nyx. And cosplay versions of a lot of our emotes as well. I honestly thought we had more cosplay emotes than this, but maybe we did, and I'm just a dingus. I definitely want to do more cosplay emotes, but I want to use the new Fox to get them. Parrish is currently working on these. I haven't gotten an update in a bit, but I did pass him what you guys said you wanted next, so you'll know something when I know something. PP has been real busy recently, and I can't fault him for that. I've also been real busy recently. But we got that. Oh, and of course, our Bitmotes, courtesy of Brightwind Inc., which, by the way, Homeboy has still not hooked me up with the last emote, and that's okay, because I can't upload the last emote. Now, full disclosure for what I'm about to say. Legally, contractually, I cannot ask you guys for bits. Under any circumstances, I cannot ask for bits. And more to the point, I don't want to. However, and this is a big however, and I have to phrase this carefully. If we want a full set of Decisive Action into Waterdeep emotes for the channel, I need to unlock one more bit tier emote slot to get Connie in. To do that, someone in the community needs an orange bit badge. Right now, we have somebody with a purple bit badge. The next level up from that is orange. When that unlocks, I get the new emote slot, and I can put the Connie emote in when we get it. Am I asking somebody to go out and spend a shitload of bits? No. I want you guys to want these emotes, and I want you guys to want to put them, play with them across Twitch. These are permanent unlocks, by the way. If you share on this channel a certain number of bits, and you unlock a bit emote, that's it. You don't have to do it every month, you don't have to do it every quarter, they're permanent. But we can't upload the con emote. Even if I had it right now, we can't upload it until somebody gets that orange badge. So keep that in mind. Now, with that in mind, what do you guys think? Were there any status icons that you feel we need that we don't have? What did you think of that intro screen? What of our emotes do you like? What cosplays do you want to see? What new emotes do you think we might need with the new Fox? Now, bear in mind, new emotes will be a while, because I want to get all of our old emotes updated first. But if there's an emote that you think we need, Sharp Jam comes to mind immediately as something that we should add. Let me know. Also, if you guys want to talk about the bit badges, if you guys want to talk about the bit tier emotes, whatever, let's talk. In that regard, I have a question. Regarding bit tier emotes, free motes, and sub motes. What about a Tristan Nat 20? And if we do a Tristan Nat 20, do we do a Nat 1? And if so, who is it? For those of you who don't know, Tristan Seargaze has appeared in Into Waterdeep, A Little Adventure, Tales of the Nightlights. He's Connie's father. He's a bard slash sorcerer, and he's notable for doing a shitload of DPS. And when Baldur's Gate 3 fully releases, I've promised you guys that our character in Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3 will be Tristan Sirgaze, which I think will be a lot of fun. Trisker says, Nat 1 is clearly Manchun. I can't do that because I don't own it. Unfortunately. If I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, then Nat 1 would 100% be Azaka Stormfang. But I can't, because I don't own those characters. Therefore, I can't make art, especially art that you have to pay for, of those characters. I can't do it. But I can do Tristan, because Tristan is mine. I can do, you know, the cast of ITW, because those are my, like, those exist. Caprizi for the Nat 1. Now that's a more viable idea. There's also the idea of Blue Fire Nat 20, Red Fire Nat 1, and don't put a character with it. That's also an option. I thought Tula for the Nat 1, but we haven't seen enough of her, I don't think. So, from the sound of things, you guys want a Tristan Nat 20. We could also just do a Tristan Nat 20. Make it Scratch. Actually, that's real good. That's real good, because Scratch died on an Insidious failure. Like, as rude as that might be, Ender, Nat 1 is what killed Scratch. So, that's an option. Also, Enderbender 12, it seems someone in the court has their eye on you. Excuse me. I've got your invitation right here. Your table is waiting, my friend. Excuse me. Welcome back to the Masquerade, where the party never stops, and you'll always find good friends beneath overflowing goblets. Thank you very much to that member of the court for your continued support, and thank you, Independent, for your subscription, reveling with us for 26 months. It's support like that that allows me to do this every day for you guys. Cheers. I'm gonna have a drink of water while you guys are just discussing. Scratch is officially an NPC as well, as he showed up a few times after his death in Crown of Fangs, and he showed up in Tales of the Nightlights as well. So, Scratch, a Scratch Nat 1 might be cool. That might be real cool. So then the question is, if we want these, are they bit tier emotes? Because if I make them bit tier emotes, I'm going to make them the lowest tier bit tier emotes. So if you give 100 bits to the channel, you'll get Scratch, and if you bid 1,000, you'll get Tristan permanently. Or maybe it's 500, I'm not sure. Regardless. And then I'll move everything else down. That means we'll need to unlock more bit emote slots. I could make them free modes, and I could make them tiered sub-motes, because I don't really have anything for the tiered sub-motes. I mean, I have stuff there, but it's stuff that I've had since I got my sub button, and I've never really put too much thought in it. I'm not super keen to make it sub-tier, higher tier sub-emotes, especially not given that bit-tier emotes tend to be our DA emotes, but it's ultimately your guys' choice. So the question on the table is thus: do you want a Tristan Nat 20 and perhaps a Scratch Nat 1 or something else? And if you do, where do they go? What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. This is, after all, your show. This is your chance to give me feedback in a controlled environment, hitting specific topics. Bitmote? I got one vote for Bitmote. I could also make a poll about this, actually. Do we have enough people in here for a poll? Yeah, we do. Alright, let me throw a poll up real quick. And this way, even lurkers can make their voices heard. New poll. Question. For Nat 20 / Nat 1 emotes, where do they go? Bit tier emotes, lowest slots. Bit tier emotes, mid slots. High tier sub emotes, 10 and 25. Or actually T2/3, there we go. Or free modes. And I'll run this poll for 2 minutes and we'll see what happens. Service error, try again in a moment, is what happens. I just can't catch a break today. Do thing. A poll is already active. What? Oh, okay, so apparently it did work. Alright, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. If it works, it works. Great. In the meantime, while that's running, does anybody have any opinions or anything to add about the intro screen, bearing in mind it's a work in progress, about the bit badges, about the Roll20 status icons, about the emotes that are being updated, cosplay emotes, and so on, about the current bit tier emotes, anything else? If you guys got anything to say, make your voices heard, for sure. What's the word, guys? Half your time is gone in that poll, so make sure you do a vote. Would you guys like me to pull up the Roll20 status icons again and go through, like go through what status icons we have and what they mean? Trisker says, I missed the intro screen and everything else besides the bit motes because of errands, so abstain via necessity. I'll show them again after the poll. That's fine. People were just getting in and getting settled, and if we're going to linger on this topic, you know, a refresher's not going to hurt anybody. That's fine. As soon as this poll closes, I'll open that back up. I'll have to do some screen shifting, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Survey says it's a split vote. Free emotes or high tier sub T2, T3 emotes. Bitmotes did not win. Interessante. Okay. That changes some things. That changes some things that I was not ready for. I expected the community to say, hey, do do bit tier emotes. Can I get a full breakdown of this? I can. No votes for mid bit tier. 3 votes for low bit tier, and then 4 votes each free motes and sub motes. Damn. That puts me in a precarious position, chat. Because the community is divided. I'm going to try it on Discord itself. That's a good plan. I think what we'll do is I'll make a straw poll, and I'll re-poll it over the weekend on the Discord. !social will get you there, by the way, if you're not on our Discord. That's the best way to get the stuff. So, for those of you who might have missed it, let me pull up some stuff. So this is the intro screen. This is a work in progress of the intro screen. This is my most recent update on the intro screen. And what I mean by intro screen is it is not replacing this, though this will be updated hopefully relatively soon. It is replacing this and those like it. Just to be absolutely clear. Not this. This. And it will be modified based on the game. So the prop on the table and the reaching hand will be different based on the game. The switchboard will be updated as we get more games. A lot of this is subject to change, hence the blue lines and the lack of color and sketches and things like that. There's more stuff coming, but this is the intro draft. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Let's linger on this before we go to the other art stuff, in case anybody is curious. So does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions about the piece of art that you're looking at right now? And while this is happening, keepers, Birchmila preferably, if you've got a free hand, could you go ahead and make that straw poll and throw it up in the Discord, please? Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, my friends. There's going to be a lot of additions to this image. I just don't know. I don't know specifically what it will be, and so I can't go through all of those. But I know there's going to be a bunch. The electrical box for the current game, I like that too, Trisker. That and the prop on the table. So my idea is this. There's going to be a like a magic effect. Like I'm shape-shifting. This is meant to be me, by the way. And it'll be about like here, like just above the wrist. So the reaching hand and the prop on the table will be whatever the main iconic thing of the game is. So, for example, let's say the game is Dead Space. Well, then the glove will be the engineer suit in proper colors and everything, and the prop on the table will be the plasma cutter. If it's, you know, Yakuza, it's going to be a black leather glove and the start of a yellow leopard print jacket, and the prop on the table will be a knife. Because if you think I'm going to turn into Kiryu, you're fucking insane. If we're playing Pokemon, it'll be black fingerless gloves with green borders, and a Pokeball, etc., etc. That's the idea that I have. What do you guys think of that? Is that as cool and exciting to you guys as it is to me? What do you guys think? Oh, here's an idea. We could put a clapperboard, like from a movie, here, and it could say, like, now playing, name of game, session number, stream title. And that's how you could check the VODs on which one it is. That would be neat. What do you guys think of that? Let me make a note, and I will pass that on to Nyx. Intro. Above the stairs, clapperboard from movies with game name, session number, and stream title for VOD recognition. That's a super cool idea. Or a small marquee in that area? What do you mean by a marquee, Celtic? Do you mean the thing in front of movie theaters? And or the thing below the various fast food restaurant signs? Is that what you mean by a marquee? Or do you mean the, like, digital ticker style device that you see at the bottom of news feeds? Like, has the name of the movie and such. That one might be cool as well. In fact, I don't have a reason not to do that. So let's do slash or a marquee board with the same information. We'll see what Nyx thinks. We'll see what Nyx and Delta think, because Delta's our archivist. And see if they have any opinion one way or the other. But I'm thinking, like, right about here would be where that would go. So anytime you see, like, the stream up, you know what episode we're... Oh, fuck. That means I'm gonna have to title the streams in advance. God fucking... Okay. Which means I'm probably gonna have to have a way to edit this on the fly if I can't get a hold of Nyx. We'll work it out. We'll make it work, chat. We'll make it work. The Tartan Otter says, since it's a theater, would a script with a game name, act blah blah blah, scene blah blah blah, be more fitting? Yes. However, that's not easily visible to somebody not holding the script. And more obtrusive than having a sign. The script is a good idea if the perspective was, like, here over the fox's shoulder looking at the script in their hand, whereas the sign on the board could be fictionalized as, okay, what's on stage right now? And you just glance over and you see, oh, okay, they're on scene 5, I need to go and get ready. Which I think is like a level of redundancy that would exist in a theater. It makes perfect sense to me. Delta says, what's up? I heard my name. Just wondering if you have an opinion on whether a clapperboard or a marquee-style VOD descriptor area would be better. And you may not have an opinion, but it's definitely something that I would definitely need to bring you in on. I'm also going to need to, like... Oh, boy. I'm gonna have to pay much more attention to how long games take and try to figure out, like, how many sessions I'm going to need and give that information to my artists as quickly as possible so that we can get those in for the live show. But my god, is that going to be difficult. It's not impossible. and I'm sure we can make it work, but oh boy, if I want to get that up for the live show, then that means... Although, what we could do is we could just not have it for the live show and have it in the VOD. Which is an option. Though it would be cool to have it on the live show, admittedly. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see what we got. And we'll go from there. We good on the intro? Shall we move on? Shall we move on, friend? Get out of here! I'm not ready for you yet. I was hoping that would appear on my other monitor. It did not. Sorry about that, friends. There's nothing NSFW on there, thankfully, but there is a couple of things that I don't own. So, very, very sorry about that. I tend to avoid that if at all possible. But if we're ready to move on from the intro screen, I can tab over and bring up our bit badges again. And we can talk about those. So give me just a second here. There we go. We can talk about these. I have some of my old ones in here as well, but I also have Sibs's updated ones, which look phenomenal. Delta says, I feel like putting that in for the live show is a lot of work for little payoff. However, again, there's a 24-hour time gap between live and VODs. I feel like that would be fine. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Del, and I think I'll talk to Nyx and see what Nyx thinks. So, bit badges. These can be a little bit difficult to see shrunk down. I respect that, but I do still think they're really, really cool. So the concept is, you purchase bits from Twitch, and these are currency that you give to your favorite streamers that have cheering enabled. The streamer gets 100% credit of the bits that you cheer. Amazon takes its cut when you purchase them, not when you give them, thankfully, which is a really, really, really nice system. So if you cheer to anybody, me, who do I host regularly? Modern Poet, LCT, whomever, they will get the full conversion of whatever bits are in money. And I know somebody is going to helpfully say, what is that conversion? And someone else is going to say, well, it's this. Stop. Just nip that in the bud. I'm not allowed to talk about what it is contractually. And if you guys start talking about it, I can get into hot water. Let's just curtail that. There is a conversion. It's a pretty reasonable conversion in my opinion, and I get the full amount if you cheer in this channel. End of discussion, okay? Cool. If you give a certain amount of bits to a streamer, you can unlock bit badges. You can, if you are a partner streamer, which I am not, you can get custom bits. If you're just an affiliate, you at least get bit badges. And that's what we have here. And I thought about this for a while. Our sub badges are masks, and our bit badges are kitsune tails. They're kitsune tails with fire motes, and the fire motes represent fox magic, which also corresponds to the tier of bit. The number of bit motes is, I think, is the tier. And then the color corresponds. And then the number of tails increases as it goes up. So if you cheer, I want to say 50k? 50,000 bits in the channel, you get a purple badge. If you cheer 10,000, you get a red badge. If you cheer 1, you get the silver badge, etc., etc., etc. And we have up to tier 9, which is 4 tails and 9 motes. 8 is 4 tails and 8 motes. 7 is 3 tails and 7 motes, etc., etc. Celtic Wolf 25 says, "Kind of surprised to see you were hosting LZT, Kit." Why? LZT is a good dude. He's a streaming associate. As far as I know, his content is in line with what I'm willing to showcase. And he's been nothing but kind to me. LZT was the first person who ever rated me. LZT was the reason that I broke 50 viewers the first time I did that. Why are you surprised by this, Celtic? He's been a good dude to me throughout my entire streaming career. I intend to, like, when I have enough money, if I get enough money, I intend to hit up LZT and be like, "Hey, can you make my hat?" Because he does leatherworking. Like, I'm wondering why that's surprising. Now I'm concerned that he's done something. He didn't know he was a part of my stream team? He's not. He's not part of my stream team. He's in the coalition. Lucky bastard. No, LCT's in the coalition and I'm on, the Necronomicon. He's just a friend, Celtic. He's a good dude. Yeah, no. Believe me, I wish LCT was on my stream team. Wrong button. I fucking wish I was on LCT stream team. I think LCT's a partner. Like, real talk. Bridgman says, "Seems it's more small world surprise than not. You host that asshole surprise?" I guess, but it still threw me, and I definitely wanted to, like, take care of that before it got bad. Because, you know, like, the last thing I want is to host somebody and they be terrible, or me to have completely the wrong idea of them. And I'll admit it, like, I don't talk to LCT as much as I would like to. I've never been offered a collab by him. You know, we just kind of do our own thing, but I don't have a bad thing to say about him. I've never received an unkind word from him. I hope he can say the same thing about me. Hell, LZT hooked me up with Drummer Boy. Now, I grant you, Drummer Boy is not taking commissions right now, but Drummer Boy does a lot of this stuff. Like, here on Pretzel, a lot of, especially my Decisive Action music, look at this, is Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy. If I go over to Tomb of Annihilation, I think both of the Tomb of Annihilation songs are Drummer Boy. Yep, Drummer Boy. Tales of the Nightlights, Drummer Boy. Like, and LZT just knows him. And not only does LZT just know him, but I happened to go into LZT's stream after not seeing him in like 6 months, and he's like, "Hey Kit, how you doing? I'm just sitting here playing a co-op game with my buddy Drummer Boy." And I went, "You know Drummer Boy, dog?" And he goes, "Yeah, why?" And I go, "I'm kind of obsessed with his music." And he goes, "Hey Drummer Boy, this is my friend Kit. You should message him on Discord." Like, he didn't have to do that. He don't fucking have to do that. Like, I got nothing but respect for LZT. And the fox probably had a heart attack. Yes. And then I talked to Drummer Boy, who the only thing that Drummer Boy knew about me or knows about me is that I am loosely affiliated with LCT. That's it. And I was like, hey man, love your music. He goes, cool. Where'd you get it from? I said, Pretzel. He went, oh, awesome. I said, out of curiosity, do you do commissions? Again, this man does not know me. This man does not know me. And he goes, I'm a little busy at the moment. See, I work for a show called Roleplay. I also work for a dude by the name of Jesse Cox. So I can't really take commissions right now. And I went, alright, cool, I understand. And this man, who only knows me by affiliation with LCT, goes, but I know a guy. And hooked me up with a musician, a damn good musician, who I am yet to commission because of money difficulties, but that I have in my back pocket, ready to go. I got nothing but respect for LCT, and the people that he apparently surrounds himself with. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise that I host LCT. Like, LCT is one of the people who pushed me to start streaming. Are you kidding me? Like, but enough about that. I've ranted enough. I know you didn't mean anything by it, Celtic. And I'm not upset with you, to be clear. But I saw that going a real bad way. And after the day I've had, the claws came out a little bit, and I apologize. Anyway, bit motes. What are you guys thinking? You like them? You want more of this? You want, you know, different, like, are they, they're getting a little bit difficult to discern, and there's, like, 3 times more bit motes that we don't have yet. So I'm wondering how we're gonna do it. But just from these, I really like them. And again, if we can get somebody to this tier, the orange tier, we have the spot for the Connie mode. So, there's that. Speaking of Connie modes, here's our bit tier emotes currently. We got Braden, we got Lawrence, we got Pierce, we got Rock, and we got Sog. Connie's coming. And then from there, do we still want our bit tier emotes to represent decisive action shows that are syndicated up to a certain amount? What is the orange bit emote? There isn't an orange bit emote currently because I can't put it in. It will be Connie's, I think, once that tier unlocks. Do you mean the orange bit tier, Celtic? In which case, I believe it is 50k? I'm not sure, though. It's whatever's above what Trayscare has. Trayscare's got 25k, so yeah, I think it's 50k. To get that next tier. Why did my music stop? There it goes. Was about to say. Do we want to continue the tradition of making the bit tier emotes DA related? Because I really think that's cool. And again, these are permanent unlocks, and these are... if you got them, you get them. So. And then the other thing... let me do some shuffling again, is the Roll20 status icons. And I promised you guys that we would take a look at these so that you guys could see specifically what it is, and then if you had any suggestions for statuses, positive or negative, that we might need to showcase at a glance. Remember, these are meant to be at a glance. They're little things that go on the battle map, and you can immediately tell, oh, this character is bleeding. This character is blind. This character is currently invisible or sneaking. This character has protection from fire, like, etc. I really, really like these, and Sibs has been doing a phenomenal job with them. But if there's anything here that sticks out that you think we need Smite. There's not a flaming sword. We need a flaming sword for Smite. Other than that, what do you guys think we need, if anything? Do you want to break down the different poison effect types? Yes, but we have stuff for that. So like if you have a poison that makes you poisoned, we've got that. If you have a poison that makes you sluggish, we've got that. If you've got a poison that makes you sick, we've got that. If you've got a poison that replicates drunkenness, we've got that. Like, maybe one's for exhaustion levels. That's a good idea. Well, maybe not exhaustion levels, but exhausted? That might be smart, because you can put a number in the status icons, like, naturally in Roll20. But one for exhausted, that's a good idea. Let me... oh, crap. You guys saw my YouTube feed for a second. That's okay, it's YouTube. So let's do... Roll20 statuses, Smite, Exhaustion. Okay, those are great ideas. Any others? Somebody might be tempted to say carry capacity, but I've got the sneak and I've got empowered, which could work for that. So I think that's fine. Just dead on your feet, tired, like I'm not going if I can keep going for the exhaustion. We don't need to worry about what they are right now. Sibs and I can work that out. Trace, it's more along the lines of getting a list of what's not here that we need to add. Infected with like a parasite, or possessed. Yeah, for sure. That's a good one. Infected, possessed, and Delta can absolutely be forgiven for misspelling that. Nobody can spell Slod. For the record, Del, it's S-L-A-A-D, Slod. Like that petrified as a Medusa head. I liked the Medusa head. I think my favorite one is still the Rage, because it appears in the upper right corner of the token, and then the Rage bit is just, they look anger. I like that one, and I like the Dazed, which is also fantastic. Incapacitated we've got Dazed, we've got Critically Wounded, we've got... do we not have we've got Hypnotized, or Charmed. We don't have Sleep. Let's get Sleep. We need Sleep. Sleep. Do you get Flying? Yes! We have Flying. We have Holy Transformation, which can also work as Flying. We've also got Haste, which could work as Flying. You do have Hypnotize and Charmed. Yeah. We got the Strength, which can also be used for Overburden, which is great. Underground, underwater, if we need it. We've also got Jailed for Incapacitated, which is a good one. We've also got Restrained. So yeah, pick your flavor of Incapacitated. We've got it. Oh, we do have Prone. Cool. So yeah, we're good on Incapacitated, I think. It's just pick your flavor of Incapacitated. But I do like Infected, I do like Asleep, Exhausted, and we need one for Smite. Concentrating? Concentrating might be a good one. What do you guys think of Concentrating? Enderbender has it. Yep. We're on the same page, Ender. Bring that back up for you guys. Got Broken and Rusted, which is nice. Grappled and Restrained, which is nice. Gonna go boom, which I like. Any others jump out at you, friends? Maybe something for being in cover. Ooh. Now, the feather is Dex. Dexterity buff. But it can also be for feather falling. The sneak probably wouldn't apply to being in cover. Well, it might. And if not, this shield could pick up the slack. This is a good, like, just generic shield. That's what it is. The generic shield could be for cover. But you do make a good point. Do you have Deafen and Mute Silence? I don't. We have Blinded, but not Deafened. Good call, Lily. And welcome in. Something for Guidance? I'm yet to meet a player that casts Guidance for future reference and doesn't cast it in the immediate. Every player I've ever played with that has Guidance goes, oh, you're making a check? I cast Guidance. Inspired, we've got 5 for Inspired, friend. We're good. I'm torn on the cover. I am. I'm real torn on the cover. I don't know if cover would be a good one or not. I think shielded will do, but I do like deafened. Just instead of an eye with an X through it, it's a mouth with an X through it, or an ear. Probably a mouth, so we could use it for silence as well. We could also use the wisdom for actively searching, because perception is wisdom. Any other ones? Nothing comes to mind? Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's still some great additions. Smite, Exhaustion, Infected or Possessed, Sleep, Concentrating, and Deafen. Those are good ones that we definitely need. Wait, Weakened? We've got it. We've got Weakened. We've got Necromantic for Cursed. We've also got Bleeding for Cursed. We've also got Blinded for, like, Eye Bite. Like, we could use that for Cursed. As far as Weakened goes, we've got, like, the Down Arrow. We've got Dazed. We've got Reduced, which could be used for it. See, we've got some options. We don't have options for these, definitively, which is why I'm putting them on the list, which are still great ideas. What about Bless and Bane? For Bless and Bane, I would probably just use, like, the up arrow and the down arrow, honestly. I thought about Bless and Bane when I had those arrows made, so... Because I don't really know how to quantify Bless and Bane, if I'm being honest. Excuse me. You had something, Outlaw? What about Blink or something to signify being in the ethereal plane? That is a very good idea, but I think the Possessed would work for that, because that's probably going to be like a ghost. So we could multi-purpose it for that. We could also use that for Banished. Although for Banished, we'd probably use... honestly, like, Locked would be good for Banished. Planar Locked. But yeah, I think like Blink and being in the ethereal plane could totally be under the Possessed one. Okay. So then the other art thing that we need to talk about, Badoom. And if you guys have more, feel free to speak up, is this boy. How we liking the sub-tier emotes? PB has the list of new emotes for the free emotes to start being changed over, but we'll see what we want to do. Ideas for emotes. Ideas for, like, redoing our old emotes. Ideas for cosplay. All are welcome. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions about our emotes. Feel free to speak up. I, for one, adore these emotes, especially the new tea emote. Which, by the way, is available on a mug. A 15-ounce mug. With the new sharp tea is available for you guys to grab if you want them. How's that straw poll coming, keepers? We need to get that situated. There's also actual tea. Yes, there is. Thank you, Birchmiller. So that's what I got. shall we move on? Shall we move on? I talked about the renovations already. Kelsey Wolf says, I wish they would bring back the black mugs. You and me both, sweetheart. Who? I would buy probably every single one of my emote mugs in black if they brought it back, but it's not available due to COVID. Believe me, Celtic, I've got it set up and waiting and ready to go. Are we ready to move on now? Because I've already talked about the renovations, which means we need to talk about VODs. But I'm only going to move on if you guys are ready. Say the word, chat. Say das word. The word, chat. Thank you, Birchmila. Appreciate it. Alright. So, VODs. You might have noticed, over the course of the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, that our VODs have not been here on Twitch. They stick around for about a day, and then they poof. There's a lot of shenanigans with the Wither 2s and the Y4s as to why that's a thing, but we've countered some difficulties with the YouTube archive. Exclamation Point Social will give you access to it. By the way, if you're not following the archive, that is where all of the VODs go. And for a while, that was fine. We put our VG games up on the YouTube, and we put our Decisive Action shows on both the Twitch highlights and the YouTube. And I try to be careful with the music that I play. I try to be careful with the art that I use. I try to be careful with my content in general. But DMCA nonsense, I shouldn't say nonsense. At its core, DMCA is a very good thing used to protect rights holders of various things, from being strong-armed by those who did not make it but have more money. The problem is the core is way down in there, and there's a lot of abuse. And that's all I'm going to say on the topic. But I heard some whispers in the wind that VODs are gonna get even worse in terms of DMCA stuff. And even though we're careful, there are some people who I trust their opinion of, who weathered the first VOD storm, for want of a better word, where a lot of people were deleting all of their VODs and all that, and that's what made the YouTube originally. But there are people now who are saying it's going to get worse. And the people who are super careful, and the people who like have all their ducks in a row and kept their VODs through the first wave, now they're going, might want to move to YouTube. So I got that wind. I got that whisper, and I looked at Delta and I said, "Hey Delta, every show is on the YouTube, right?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Cool. Kill the Twitch bots." And so we killed the Twitch VODs. Twitch VODs will be up for about a day or so, generally speaking. At most. Because Delta is a badass when it comes to this stuff. If you miss a show or you want to go back and check a part of it, that's fine. It'll be there for about a day, and then when my contractual clause is up, they're nuked from here and they're put over on the YouTube. So if you miss something, it's on the YouTube. But that's why all of the collections and stuff are gone. Zaylock says, there is a way to make it where music won't be on VODs. That is flatly not true, friend. If it is in the thing that the VOD is of, you cannot always get it. And that is misinformation. And I will thank you for not doing that. So, that's the information. Now, several game companies are getting wise to this, and they're setting up streamer mode. Streamer mode has been a thing for a while that is often used in multiplayer games so that the streamer isn't necessarily like stream sniped. It's also a thing so that somebody playing the game and watching the streamer play a game, there'll be different audio cues so that the person doing both doesn't get confused. One of the ones that popularized it was a game called Path of Exile, which is a top-down loot 'em up, as I like to refer to them, in the vein of Diablo 2 from Grinding Gear Games. Or, more specifically, a popular mod from Path of Exile called the Neversink Loot Filter. The Neversink Loot Filter uses audio cues because so much is happening so quickly in Path of Exile. And they'll play audio cues, be like, hey, there's a thing you need to go and loot because it's important. And so if a streamer was playing Path of Exile, and their community was watching Path of Exile and watching the streamer, they would get real confused. So Neversink uploaded like a streamer mode, and so the streamer would have different sounds, and so the people in chat would be confused. So there's that version. There's the, like I said, the lack of stream snipe version. I turn a lot of streamer mode stuff on in games like Warframe and whatever, just so that it like hides my in-game name if I don't want to be fucked with or whatever. And that stuff is pretty popular and been around for a while. But recently, devs of single-player games have been implementing a streamer mode that just turns off copyrighted music. Just turns it off. We saw it in Control. We saw it in... Thank you, Enderbender. We saw it in... Deuce. What are some other places that we saw it with the streamer mode, chat? The Surge, I think. We saw it in... There was something else I played recently that I was like, it has a streamer mode! This is awesome! I don't remember what it was, though. Yakuza. It was Yakuza. And Spider-Man. Yes, you're right. So, game devs are doing something about it for the most part. And if I'm going to decry something, I have to speak out for the positives just as loudly. Because that's how you get more of the things that you want. And I want to be absolutely clear. My destruction of VODs and my frustration with copyright has nothing to do with musicians. A prime example of this is Hideo Kojima's game, called Death Stranding. Say what you want about Death Stranding, say what you want about Hideo Kojima. You very well might have a point. However, it is fair to say the man is an artist. And he creates scenes and soundscapes the same way that I do. The difference is he got that Microsoft money, so he can afford Queen. He can afford Justin Bieber. He can afford whomever the fuck he wants. And that's fine. More power to the man. But because of that artistic vision, there's issues with streaming stuff like Death Stranding. And I bring this up when talking about music because the musicians of Death Stranding, many of them, I cannot say all of them, but I would say the majority of them, have come out and said, "We're sorry. We want you to listen to our music. We want you to play this game. We want you to have this experience. It's not us." And there are several musicians, in Death Stranding in particular, which is why I bring it up, that are like, "Hey, DMCA people, knock it the fuck off. Like, we want this music heard. We want this music out there. Stop it." And they're fighting for people like me. So, I got no beef with musicians. I got beef with the music industry. So, never let me say, "Oh, fucking DMCA music. Why did the artist have to do that?" It's not the artist. Spread the word. Usually it's not the artist. Hell, Miracle of Sound. You know, one of my favorite artists. Regulars in chat, you guys love his music. I play it whenever I can. Like, Gavin Dunn, I'm not sure how to say his last name. Like, he makes amazing music. The poor man put out a video on his channel a couple weeks ago. And he was like, "Content creators, I have been completely transparent. I have always said I make all of my music, and as long as you credit me, you can use it in whatever the fuck you want. Have fun. Like, if you want to make a video with my music, do it. If you want to put it in a tabletop campaign, do it. If you want to use it for your stream, do it. Just tell people that it's my song." Which is completely fair. He puts out a video and he goes, "There's two companies that are in no way affiliated with me trying to claim my shit. And if you get a takedown notice from them, it's not me. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm fighting it. Fuck those guys." And, like, that's where we are with this shit. Like, Miracle of Sound is commissioned by companies to make music about those games and use clips from those games, but that's for the videos. The music is 100% his. He makes it, he publishes it, it's all his stuff. And he's like, "Use it." And these people not affiliated with him are like, "Fuck you." Like, that's where we are, and that's the issue with VODs and clips and content creators in general. That is the perfect encapsulation of the fight that we're having. So that's why the VODs are gone. They're not gone. They're still around. They're on YouTube. But having a video demonetized on YouTube is one thing. Having your Twitch channel banned is another. And I'm not willing to risk my channel because somebody got trigger happy. It's just not worth it. So, I'm not. But, it's all on the YouTube, if you want it. The Sharp Archived Kitsune, or you could just exclamation point social in chat. Either one works, it'll get you there. And you could have everything. The only things that are not on the YouTube is the intro, the outro, and occasionally an Open Dice Night won't go up on the YouTube. That's it. Everything else is going up there. These Fireside chats are going up there. Open Dice Night full campaigns are going up there. Every game that we play is going up there. Unless we get a takedown notice, which happened in October last year. We played a game called Detention, I want to say. I'm not going to point any fingers, but a certain government got real mad. And we had to take down those VODs. But I mean, honestly, I'd rather take down a VOD than lose my Twitch channel. So, that's where we are. This is the Fireside Chat, and now you guys are up to speed. And now for some new business. Unless, of course, you guys have questions, comments, or concerns about VODs. I'm happy to hear them, of course. I should have said that before I wanted to move on, but if you guys have anything you want to say about that, if anybody has questions or suggestions or whatever, like, tonight, this show, these discussions, they're for you guys. So please, speak up. If not, I want to know about the next topic, and I think it will spark some discussion. At least, I hope that it will. Shall we move on, friends? Alright. So, as of the live recording of this broadcast, the 12th of June, 2021, turns out this week is E3. I didn't actually know that. And I've been kind of having kittens the last week and a half or more just because of all of the real life shit I've been slammed with. But E3 is apparently this week, and there was a lot of stuff that you could like restream and watch with your community and stuff like that. Bunch of conferences, a whole bunch of games have been shown. I've been talking about it in the Discord, but this archive, this live show, is not about the Discord per se. This is about like what we want to do on the channel moving forward. Do you guys want me to like co-stream that shit? Do you guys want me to like put a crew together and like talk over the conferences? Because I fucking will, and I know exactly who I'm gonna call. But if you guys don't want that, and you want, you know, to not break up the way the stream is structured for a conference, then we won't. Would you guys rather I do co-streaming or I don't do co-streaming? I got 2 votes for right now. And if anybody doesn't know what co-streaming is basically, I would go to, like, twitch.tv/ whatever stream I'm allowed to co-stream. BlizzCon, E3, Gamescom, whatever the fuck. Usually a convention. I would throw it up on the screen that you're looking at right now with audio. We would watch it together, and I would talk over it. Give my opinions, give my thoughts, you know, help people remember details, judge the makeup of the commentators, and so on. If that's something you guys would enjoy, let me know. And if it's not, that's fine too. We can watch it on our own time and talk about it on stream, on the Discord, whatever. I don't have to talk over it if you guys don't want. Like, it's up to you guys. What would you rather have? I'm going to warn you right now, though, and this is fair going into this. You will hear my honest opinion. If I am sponsored to watch a conference, and in the sponsor offer they're like, you cannot say these things, I'll be like, pass. If I'm sponsored, you'll know. And if I'm not sponsored, I will tell you precisely what I think. Which is gonna make me some enemies. But at the end of the day, you guys are my main supporters. You guys are what makes the stream as profitable as it is, and hopefully that doesn't change moving forward. Will I take brand deals? Probably. Will I take sponsored streams? Probably. Will I ever be disingenuous? Not even for Bezos money. Now, will I take a stream, will I take a sponsorship that requires me to say certain things? Within reason, I will. Yes. Will I take sponsor streams that say, don't show this part of the game? Certainly. Especially if I'm demoing something. Will I take a sponsorship for a product I do not use? No. Will I take a sponsorship for a game I do not play? No. Will I take a sponsorship that demands disingenuity? No. And that's a promise. And that's going to hold true for co-streaming as well. So keep that in mind when you decide whether or not co-streaming big events is something you would like to see me do. And then if so, and I do want opinions on this now, I want opinions on all of this stuff, friends. Do you want me to do it solo, or do you want me to do it with a team? Because I'm completely okay talking to you guys over a conference and just giving my stream of consciousness. However, there is a couple of people that I would be absolutely honored to commentate with. But it's up to you guys. What's your preference? Celtic Wolf says, I'd say both, depending on what it is and what that conference is. It's not really a both question, Celtic, and also I don't know what you mean by both. And if it depends on the conference, I'm gonna need more information. Ooh. Been thinking for a while about what to do in the Saturday evening stream slot that's not Fireside Chat. What about a news show? Can also depend on the guest availability. That's fair, Enderbender. What about a news show? Team could be fun with podcasting. Yeah. I've wanted to do a podcast for a while. Charity streams and podcasts have been the two things that I've really, really, really wanted to do as a streamer. And we started doing charity streams, and now all that's left is to do podcast stuff, and maybe Saturday evenings? That might be fun. So it sounds like, yes, you guys want me to co-stream conferences, which is not something I can do with the drop of a hat. That's something that we can work to get ready. And then possibly with other people. That seems to be the consensus. I'm down for it. Like video game and TTRPG news? Exactly, Outlaw. Feel free to compare me to other people, Celtic. This is a time for discussion, and I would rather have more information than less. If you want to compare what I'm doing to somebody else, and you think that I could draw inspiration from that, or you think it's something to be careful about, or if it's something that you want to criticize, like, I would rather you not criticize somebody else by name in my Twitch channel, but other than that, I would rather you give me the information than don't. If I'm being completely honest. So it seems like we've got some consensuses there, which is nice. Also seems like people are running out of juice, which is fine. Like, this stuff is intense, and I get you. But are we good to keep going, chat, writ large? Like, are we good to keep going? Because some of the stuff I would really like to get resolved. But at the same time, it can wait. It can wait until sub day. Well, I wasn't necessarily saying move on, Trace. I was just asking if you guys are good to keep going. I do want to hear what people have to say about co-streams and conferences. I cannot do anything for this E3. This is not... I can't do anything about this E3. Sorry, I'm distracted by stuff backstage. I can't do anything about probably anything in the next few months, but we could potentially get something set up by the end of the year. All right. So the next one's a softball topic, so I think that might be pretty good to throw out. So Squeaky has taken on the role of our herald. He's been keeping people updated on new Humble Bundles, gaming news, all kinds of good stuff, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. But he has put in a request backstage with the Keepers and with myself, and this is something that I need to bring up to you guys, which is Squeaky wants a list of games community members are playing, will be playing, or will be going back to. So that he can keep updated on those games, keep us updated on those games, I should say. So, I know we've got FF14, I know we've got Valheim, I know we've got Smite, I know we've got WoW, I know we've got Warframe, thank you Delta, Destiny, and obviously, we don't have to think of every game that we're ever going to play. Minecraft, thank you. Ever play as a community, but like, stuff that's ongoing to get him started is what he's asking for. So yeah, keep throwing them out, chat. You're doing exactly what I need you to do. Squeaky's personal backlog is irrelevant to what we're talking about, Celtic, but thank you for the attestation, I guess? Skull. Yep. Thank you. Good call, Delta. Hades? Or is that over already? I don't know if it's over, but I don't think we were ever really, like, playing that as a community. Hades is on my list to play for stream, but I don't really think it's a community game. Golf with your friends? Has anybody in this community touched Golf with your friends in the last year? I certainly haven't. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but... like... Celtic says I have a few games. Again, are you playing them with the community, Celtic? Like, this is games that we're playing, like, in the clan hall as a community, stuff that we're talking about regularly, stuff that, like, multiple people are playing, either playing together or so. Like, the reason that I have Skull on this list is because there are quite a few people playing Skull. I almost put RuneScape on the list, to be blunt. But just, like, games you guys are playing on your own, like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stuff that, like, we're actively discussing, or we're actively playing together. Like, there's always somebody playing Final Fantasy XIV. I know I won't shut up about Valheim. Like, we got a couple of people who play WoW, got a couple of people who play Warframe, got a bunch of people who play Minecraft. I'm enjoying Smite a lot, Outlaw, honestly. I played a couple of games. I refuse to play solo. So, like, I'll play with, like, Vader and Squeaky and Gamzee and Cookie and a couple other people. And, like, it's fun. Like, it's a MOBA, so it can only hold my attention for so long, admittedly, but it's fun. It's enjoyable. Delta says there's always someone playing Destiny. I'm guilty as charged. Valid. Zaylock says I don't do pugs in Smite. Yeah, if you're doing pugs in a MOBA and you yourself are not top level player that can carry a team, don't bother. Frankly, that goes for any MOBA. That goes for League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, Smite, Overwatch, any arena shooter, Apex Legends. Real talk, I enjoyed my time with Apex Legends. I played a little bit off stream with Dragon and Delta, or Dragon Raider X, that is, and because we have another Dragon now, and Delta and Red, when Red was still around. I hope she's okay. And I enjoyed it a lot. I have to say, it's not my favorite BR anymore. Pickup groups, Birchmila, random people. My favorite Battle Royale is still Spellbreaker? or Spellbreak? Either one. Like, the mage one. It's real good. I enjoy that one a lot. But, again, it's a MOBA. I can't hold my interest for very long. I could get lost in Valheim for months. I'm just waiting on the updates right now. Zaylock says I might be persuaded to get into Apex with friends. I'm not really looking for suggestions for this list. Like, don't get me wrong. If you guys want to get a community game started for whatever, that's fine, and I'll tell Squeaky. But Squeaky asked specifically, what are we playing right now? And I think this is the list. And yes, we're not really playing Valheim right now. But, all of the Valheim crew, which is like 12 of us, by the way, all of the Valheim crew is waiting for the next update. And then when that happens, bye, I'm going to Valheim. That game is good. Seems like a good start. I agree. Alright, cool. I'll get this list to Squeaky. So, another softball topic, a watch party. As an Arctober fundraiser stretch goal of last year, you guys wanted to do watch parties. You guys voted for it, and it's available. I am not in love with the way watch parties are implemented on Twitch. I'm just not super keen on it. However, Discord has hooked some stuff up. And so you can do audio and visual screen share on Discord. And we have better audio quality. We have better camera quality because people keep boosting the server. We have more people in a voice call. Like, and then I believe it was Birchmila, but it might have been the Wolf. They were like, what if we did VOD watch parties? Pick a show. Like, whatever, get people together and just, like, watch the VODs and get people up to speed on, like, DA stuff, because there's, like, thousands of hours of content there. Or, like, a game that a sequel is coming out soon, and I don't particularly want to, like, replay the first game. We can get people up to speed with that. Like, what do you guys think of Discord VOD watch party? Yeah? Okay. So we will set up Discord archive watch parties for DA, upcoming sequels. Anything else? Stream lulls? Like when I can't stream if I'm sick or I'm hurt or I'm having power outage, whatever, we could organize viewing parties to fill that gap? What do you guys think? And if I'm missing any ideas, let me know. Trace Care, we can't do copyrighted material. And I feel like you know that. I appreciate that you've got streaming access and purchase movies. That's fantastic. We can't show those. Like, I appreciate that. That's your big suggestion and a big help. This is a commercial content creation enterprise, and I can't touch any of that. And I sure as hell can't say do it on stream. Anyway. But we can do archive watch parties for DA stuff, get people up to speed when there's a lull in the stream, upcoming sequels. Like, are we good for that? Are we good to have, like, Past Kit take the stage and help you guys out with that? Does that sound good? In the meantime, this is your warning, friends. Submissions for Arttober 2021 are ending on July 1st. They've been going all year. We've got, I think, over 50 submissions at this point. Don't quote me on that. It might be wrong. I haven't looked at it recently. But if there is a game that you want to see showcased in Arttober, a game coming out later this year, a game coming out for future Arttobers, and you really want to make sure that we get it, if there's a game that you're not sure if it's been suggested, or if you are sure it's been suggested, suggest it. If you want something for Arttober, let us know. There's a submission form in the Discord. It's going to get reposted tonight. It's going to get reposted as much as possible. But this is your warning. Submissions are ending on July 1st. So get on it. Any game you think fits the Arttober theme this year, a reminder, is elements. Greater than the sum. So we've had a whole bunch of Arttober themes. This is another one. If there is a game that you think touches on that or can be codified that way, let us know. Get that submission in. Get it in. It's a big deal. Arttober is a big month-long celebration of all things artistic and interesting. It is hectic. It is crazy. I'm looking forward to it and also dreading it, but to move forward with the process, to get the fundraiser ready, to get the art ready, to get everything that we need ready, we have to close submissions. And those submissions are closing on July 1st. Now, they will be open for 2022 in, like, November of this year, so you're only going to be without October submission processes for, like, 3 months. But, like, get on that shit. It's on the Discord. I'm sure a keeper, when they hear me say this, will post the submission link in chat in case you're not on our Discord. Make sure the games that you want to see for October are submitted. I'm gonna keep saying it. Make sure that the game you want is submitted. If you think somebody else got it, submit it. If you know somebody else got it, submit it. Submit it. Oh my god. Thank you, Delta. What are we playing after Yakuza 4? Chat. Thank you, Birchmila. What are we playing after Yakuza 4, chat? I kind of want to play Final Fantasy 15. Little Nightmares 1 and 2, that's certainly an option. Remember some Warhammer 40k? Hired gun, I will consider. I will consider hired gun. Hired gun, I don't think hired gun has a sword. It does. It's not very good, but it has one, yes. It's about on par with Underhive Wars, which is to say middling. But I do need to warn you guys about something. On September, I want to say 17th, Origami is getting a sequel. There is no VOD of Origami 1. I did play it. I played it, and I fucking loved it. So, Birchmila says that music shift when you say you needed to warn us about something. I know what I'm about, Birchmila. It's almost like I did that on purpose. But Origami is getting a sequel. It's either the 17th or the 27th, Trace Cares, one or the other. The point is, I'm playing it. And so we need to get the VOD of Origami 1 up at some point between now and then. So that's a thing. There's also Biomutant as an option, though I do want to give it a little bit more time to cook, but you know, I'd consider it having enough time to cook after the end of Yakuza 4. So That's an option. I don't think you were here when I played Origami the first time, Triska. I think that was before your time, friend. Also, Horizon to Forbidden West got delayed. So the unfortunate fact of the matter is, if we want to play Forbidden West, which I do, we're gonna have to wait. Which is fine. Take all the time you need, Gorilla. Take all the time you need. A game that gets delayed has a chance to be released and be good, but a rushed game is bad forever. Was it Miyazaki who said that? I think it was. Might have been Kojima. I don't remember who said it. Point being, it's a very good line. Guerrilla Games can take as long as they fucking want with Horizon 2. Horizon 1, one of my top favorite games of all time. Ratchet and Clank? Really, Delta? I've asked about Ratchet and Clank before and got tepid responses. Would you guys be interested in Ratchet and Clank? I'm gonna warn you, I'm gonna play the first game of the reboot first, and then go into It's About Time. I would absolutely be down for Ratchet and Clank. I've wanted to play it for a while. So looking at this list on the whole, we're feeling action platformer RPG-ish at the moment, chat, is what it looks like. Little Nightmares, action platformer, Necromunda, action platformer arguably, Origami, stealth platformer, Biomutant, open world role-playing game with platforming, Ratchet and Clank platformer, like... I'm down. God of War Ragnarok when it comes out. God of War Ragnarok if it comes out, friend. I've heard nothing about Ragnarok except that it's been delayed. And I know somebody's gonna say, speaking of delays, what about Final Fantasy VII? I promised you guys this, and I'm sticking to my guns here. When Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out in full, all of its games are fully released, I will play it cover to cover. I will take like 3 months out of my schedule, and we will just go to Final Fantasy VII Remake and play the entire fucking thing. That's my plan. Delta says, did we ever play Dying Light? We did not, because that game makes me nauseous. I have nothing against Dying Light. It's got a lot of heart, a lot of time and care went into that game, and I want to be absolutely clear on that. But the camera for the parkour in Dying Light makes me ill. It's the same reason I can't play Resident Evil 1. It's the same reason I can't play Mirror's Edge. It's the same reason I can't play Ghost Drive, I think it's called, and most parkour games. 80% of it is fine with a little bit of stomach churning. But that other 20%, I legitimately get seasick and start dry heaving. And Dying Light in particular has a particularly egregious... Maybe it's Ghost Runner that I was thinking of, Zay. A particularly egregious animation, which is, to put it flatly, a tumble. There's a parkouring move in Dying Light that is a tumble. You drop, you hit the ground, you tuck, and you roll. Perfectly standard parkour move. I cannot physically watch it. Nothing against Dying Light, but that animation makes me incredibly nauseous. Can't do it. I'd love to play Dying Light. And if I could find a way to turn that off, I'd play Dying Light in a heartbeat. But it's part of the game. Same thing with Mirror's Edge. Same thing with Ghost Runner. Those games are great. They have fantastic stories, apparently. I can't play them. Funnily enough, I was talking to somebody a while ago. I don't even remember who it was, and I don't remember what the context was. But they were like, yeah, man, I want to get a VR system for Mirror's Edge. I said, why in the fuck do you hate yourself? Like, the only thing worse than the nauseating parkour of Mirror's Edge and Dying Light would be doing that shit in VR. Fuck that. Frankly. Again, don't get me wrong. Great games. And I encourage anyone to play them. Everyone to play them. They are good games. The devs put a lot of heart in those games. But I personally cannot play them because they make me sick. We also have the replay backlog. That's fair, Delta. Silksong. Yep, Silksong is the thing as well. Was that a meow? It was a meow. It was Yakudu. So, we're feeling platformy. I can make that work. And of this list, I'll tell you right now, the one I want to play the most is Ratchet & Clank. I do. I saw a playthrough of the first Ratchet & Clank game. I say first. There's been a million Ratchet & Clank games, but I'm talking about the reboot. The most recent one before the one that's coming out like next week. And I liked it. And I was like, hey, you guys want to see Ratchet & Clank? And chat was like, no. And I was like, okay. And I never played it. I never got around to it. Never got it. So, if you guys want to see Ratchet & Clank, like, Yakuza 4, Ratchet & Clank, the first one, Final Fantasy 15, and then maybe Origami, that'd be dope. Although 15 will take a while, maybe Origami first. Cool. Cool. And the last thing on my list is Decisive Action. Just some real quick... Before we decide when to post the backlog. No, Del. We can go over that backstage. It's fine. Thank you, though. So real quick, upkeep stuff for Decisive Action. Just throwing it out. We've got Tales of the Nightlights going into 6th Emperor Draconis. We've got Voices of the Mountain. We've got Crown of Fangs. We've got the upcoming Shards of Erebane, which I'm hoping to do multiple games in that world. We've got Open Dice Night. We've got Strike the Band at some point. Do any of those fill you with dread and or drudgery, chat? Do any of those spark anything except enthusiasm? Do any of those spark enthusiasm? Do we want to keep the tabletop stories going? I certainly hope so. Things I would like to do with decisive action. I want to do some, like... Yeah, Quicksilver Initiative. I want to do some, like, Legend of the Three Kingdoms shit. I want to do some... There was another thing that I wanted to do, and I'm blanking on it right now because I've had a day. Vampire shit, that's what it was. Like, right now we've got Tales of the Nightlights / Sic Semper Draconis. We've got Crown of Fangs. We've got Voices of the Mountain. And we've got Open Dice Night. Upcoming, we have Shards of Erebane, Quicksilver Initiative, and then Inspiration, we have Legend of the Three Kingdoms, and good job, Kit. And, like, classic vampire. Oh. And Strike the Band at some point. I also want to do, like, Dead Space / like, film noir. I still want to do Hard Light Hit at some point. I just don't know how or why. Or how or when, rather. Also, spread the word. Anybody got questions, comments, or concerns about this stuff? Anybody got suggestions about this stuff? Anybody got stuff to add to the list or remove from the list? Like, the floor is open. What do you guys got? And I appreciate that, Outlaw. I'm purposefully not reading your comment, Birchmila, but I saw it. For the record, for the sake of the VOD, Birchmila didn't say anything rude. I'm just purposely not voicing what's on the blue text, and Birchmila said something relating to that. So. The fox is being coy. Yes, Birchmila, that's correct. Beyond this, if nobody has any comments on this stuff, beyond this, all I can really say is anything we didn't cover. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, topics that haven't been brought forward for this fireside chat. Now's the time to bring them up. I'll answer any questions you guys have. About anything. Past fireside chats, present fireside chat, doesn't matter to me. I want to make sure you guys are getting the most value for money from your time on this channel. Whatever I need to do that is what I would like to do. Alright, if you guys are good, we can go ahead and wrap the show. Which is fine with me. This has been the Fireside Chat for June 12th, 2021. We covered our topics, we covered our bases, and hopefully you guys are more up to speed with what we've got in the background and what we've got coming up. As always, you can pull my ear at any time with anything, and especially good to keep active on the Discord. !Social will get you there if you would like to ever join us in the Discord. Come by the Twitch channel if you're watching this VOD, and !Social will get you further onto the Discord. We'd love to have you. But if you're new around here, I'd like to take your attention for just a moment, if I may. I am the Sharp-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. Normally, I stream every single day that my health permits me to do so, but that's a bit up in the air at the moment. But we're rolling with advantage in 2021 and beyond, which is 2 chances to catch a given stream. Tomorrow, the plan is to have Yakuza 4 in the afternoon, and then the return of Decisive Action Tales of the Nightlights in the evening. A D&D 5-point Fox edition series of short stories between 2 full-length campaigns. We recently finished Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and we're moving into what's called Tyranny of Dragons. Stop by if you like tabletop role-playing games, or if you don't know if you like tabletop role-playing games, we'd love to have you. For now, I need to get out of here, but when I do, I'll be hosting someone. It's someone who I like, someone who I hope that you all will like, and can spread some of the love that was filtered today over on their channel. And check back here because I'm always hosting someone, and you might find your favorite streamer that way. But as always, we need to close the book on today, mark off the notes for this month's Fireside Chat, and leave you with these parting words. From myself and my keepers, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all tomorrow for Yakuza 4 in the afternoon, Tales of the Nightlights in the evening, and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again very soon.